everyone, it's Wicked here, and we are back with another video tutorial. So, today we're going to be doing some portrait drawing at the intermediate level. So, all you're going to need is a pencil, whether it's a regular or a mechanical one. You're also going to need an eraser, and that should be it. So, we're going to go ahead and get started. Now, when drawing the head, it's always good to go ahead and just start with a circle. So we're going to come in here and we're going to lightly sketch ourselves a circle. If you notice, I'm starting up here at the top of my page. So I'm going to sketch me a circle, a pretty decent sized one at that. So I'm going to press down a little harder so that you guys can see it better. But you want to do this lightly, okay? So you won't want to press down hard. So I'm going to go ahead and finish that circle out. And the thing with this is most people, they'll start this way and they'll have a circle, and then they'll try to put all the eyes and everything on here. The circle represents the top part of your skull down through about just below the nose. Just really depends on how you're drawing it. But that's why we start with two important lines. The first one is the center line of which way your face is going, okay? So like ours is going to kind of be at a 3/4 view. So I'm going to go ahead and start up here at the top of my circle, but I'm going to curve it, okay? So I'm not going straight down, I'm going to curve it and work my way down. Okay, I'm going to go past my circle just a little bit. Okay, now the reason why I'm making that longer is in case I need to make any adjustments and I don't like the way it's working, then we'll go with that. The next most important line is going to be our eye line. So that'll determine like if our head is tilted this way or back to the left, or if it's straight up and down. Okay. So I'm going to take my line at an angle. Our person's going to kind of look down a little bit. So I'm going to just go ahead and sketch me a line going through this kind of center area. But if you notice, I'm kind of going down at an angle. I'm not going straight across. Okay. So it's going to represent around about the area where my eyes would go. It doesn't have to be the exact spot, okay? So the next thing I want to do is kind of incorporate like where my nose is going to go. Okay, so if this is the bridge of my nose, where that connects, we're going to put a little line here for our nose. Again, that's done lightly, okay? And our mouth is not too far away from that. Okay, so I'm going to actually put another line right here at the bottom of my circle. Okay. Now, the next thing I want to do is start establishing my jawline. So I'm going to come over here where my eye line meets. Your ears actually kind of start just above your eyes, at least the top portion. So we're going to start there with making kind of our line go straight. So I'm going to come straight down like this. Then I'm going to start turning it down at an angle. And then once I reach this center line here, you can see I kind of stopping. I'm going to go ahead and start rounding for the chin. Then I'm going to turn it and start going up back towards my eyes. Okay, so I'm going to come up this way, and then as I reach the eye, we have that kind of a cheekbone area, so we're going to turn it inward some and then come right back out again right in here. Okay, and once I come up, I want to get that kind of eyebrow shape, so I'm going to kind of turn back this way and go up and just have it disappear into the top portion of the circle. So I'm going to go ahead and clean up this outside edge here, just so that I know that's my brow area. Okay. Next thing is we can start looking to see if we want to make any adjustments. So I have the side of my face here going into the chin, and I'm probably going to extend it out a little bit more and work my way up a little sharper and round into that jaw. Okay, so I can clean up the outside area. Alright, I can go ahead and get rid of this circle line that's coming through the center here. Okay, now if we look, most of this stuff seems proportional here. Our head's a little big, but we're going to fix that when we start adding hair and stuff in. For now though, we're going to go ahead and do our eyes. So this area kind of represents the bridge a little bit. So we're going to come right here to this part, and I'm going to turn that out this way. Okay, then I'm going to bring it across almost straight, and that's going to be about where I want to start. So if you notice, it doesn't meet here, but that's the part about art, is you're going to make miscalculations, and that's okay. We can go with that. So I'm going to keep that there, and I'm going to kind of round the edge of the eyebrow here, and I'm going to bring it back. Now again, you want to keep it light, because the way we'll shade it later will help out, but we're going to keep that shape there. So now I can adjust this outside. I'm going to start here at the edge of my eyebrow, and I'm going to turn it inward, and then I'm going to run back out again my cheek, going down that way. Okay, so I'm going to clean up this outside. Again, if you need to, you can pause the video. Okay, bring that back some. Alright, so I'm going to clean up that outside, and then I'm going to come back here to this part. I'm going to round in just a little, and then kind of turn it back straight, coming back up to the head again. Okay. Now, the next thing I want to do is get the rest of the nose to come down. So we're going to kind of have this line to represent the outer edge. So I'm going to curve it out first, and then come down towards that marker that I made. Once I reach that line, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to turn it down and curve inward like this. Okay, so once I have that set up, I can now come over here right next to this line where we stopped at. We're going to make that nostril shape. So I'm going to go ahead and start down here at the bottom, and I'm going to make a slight turn. So this is going to be really thin in here. So I'll make a slight turn and stretch it a little and come down. Okay, now that I have that, I'm going to kind of come inside of it a little bit, and we're going to darken this edge up. Okay, that way we have that shape there. And now I want to get that nostril on the side. So we're going to come right next to this area here. We're going to move out a little bit, and then we're just going to turn it up and curve in to kind of represent our nostril there. Okay, so now that I have all that, I can clean up this area around the nose. Okay, I'm going to go all the way up to that bridge area. Clean that up. Now here's the tricky part. Where we had the bridge of our nose to help us with our eyebrow here, we don't have that kind of same effect over here on this side. So we're going to have to kind of guesstimate it a little. So if this is my nose bridge and it comes up, I want to kind of shift over some and give some space. So almost think of it like this. Like we could draw this triangle in here, like that. And then I can start my eyebrow and bring it back. Okay, now most people would be tempted to just try and stretch this out, but again, we're going to be making adjustments as we do this. So I'm going to just extend it out just to give it some length to it, and then we're going to turn it down slightly like that. I'm going to come to the bottom and turn it under, so kind of making it round. I'm going to take that back as well. Okay, so I'm trying not to make it too thick, so we may need to adjust it a little, but I'm going to bring it back to here. So let's go ahead and cut that down. So I'm going to come right back to here. I'm going to make it smaller, so it's a little bit thinner. And then I can just clean up that old top line like that. And now that I have that, I can erase out that triangle shape and my top forehead line there. Okay? Now, the next thing I want to do, if you notice, our line ended up being more of a placement for our eyebrows, but I'm going to start bringing in the eyes on here. Okay, so for this one that's facing closer to us over here, we're going to have to kind of stretch it so that it's within the eyebrow area. Okay, so we're going to start towards the front of the eyebrow. If I was to draw or lightly sketch a line down that was straight, I would know I could come back here at an angle, and we can kind of sketch up, making this almost like an almond shape. Okay, now our eyelashes and the eyelid itself doesn't exactly connect at the ends over here at the back, so if I start here at the end and come in some, I can now take it and kind of round it, bringing it towards the front. Right in there. Okay. Then we can place our iris, or the color part of our eye. We can sketch that circle right in here. Okay. Now for the pupil area, I'm going to put a small circle for a reflection right there. Then I'm going to come to the outside of it and sketch another circle around it, and I can fill that in black, leaving that slight glare on the eye. Now that I have that, I can get rid of those lines that I made around that area. Okay. Now this other eye is going to be a little difficult. We may have to make some adjustments as well, just to even the face out. So our next eye is going to start really close to the bridge of our nose here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start arching out. Okay. And then I'm going to come to the bottom down here to the corner, and I'm going to put a slight curve and then turn it outward. But since we're seeing the side of the face, we're going to see more of the eyeball, so we can round it and then bring it back to that area. Okay, so before I do anything else, I'm going to clean up that eye line that's around there. Okay, and you can use references and stuff when you're drawing this to make it easier, because some of the stuff we're going to get into later with like the hair and stuff, It's good to practice that stuff first before we do it. Okay, so now I want to come in here and add that same, since we're looking this way at an angle, we're going to put that eye close over here. So I'm going to come here to this corner area, and I'm going to go ahead and make a circle for the iris. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to make a little circle for a glare, and then I'm going to come around it and make this pupil, and then just fill that in. Just like that. Okay, now this is where I was talking about we might have to make an adjustment. It's all a process. Once you get better at it, you'll start seeing the things before they happen. Okay, so we need to bring this in some. So I'm going to start with my eyebrow here. As it comes back, we're going to, right here with the eye, we want it to kind of meet at an angle here. So let's go ahead and round that right here. Okay, I'm going to bring this piece and round right off the edge and come down. And we're going to turn it out for a cheek again. And again, we're just making another adjustment. So I'm going to bring that down just like that. And we're just going to erase the outside edge again. Okay. And now we're going to curve in and go up and round back. Okay. So now I can clean up the edge over here. Alright. Now the next thing we need to do is establish our lips. So our lip is going to be a little bit below our nose, so it's not like right below it, but we're going to start with this center line here. Okay, I want you to kind of put a slight curve like that and curve up. Okay, we're going to make a little hump like that. And we're going to come to this side and do the same thing. I'm going to put a little bump. And then I'm going to turn under, so we're curving down almost like a sad face. That way. Okay. Now that I have that, I can erase this center line. So I can come in here, and I'm also going to erase this line just above the lip. Okay. Now, if you feel your lip, you'll notice there's a pointy part on your top lip. It's almost like rounded, I guess, so not really pointy. But we're going to put another curve here, and then we're going to round up and go down towards that lip. Then we're going to come on the other side and do the same. We're going to curve up first, and then we're going it's kind of like an arch, but we're going to kind of follow first and come down almost like you're trying to touch that corner there, but we're going to stop before we actually touch it. Okay. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to establish this lip on the bottom. So I'm going to come back here to this line. I'm going to kind of come straight at an angle first. Okay, and I'm going to ease into rounding it to the other side over here. So I'm going to turn it up and meet it here, right? Then I'm going to kind of round it here. I can clean up now. I can erase inside that lip. and erase that line underneath it. So here's where we're going to make more adjustments, okay? We don't want this huge gap from our face. So what we're going to do is we're going to come closer to our lip over here. We're going to stretch it out some. So I'm just correcting it a little bit more. So I'm going to clean that up. So it should be a little bit farther. Okay. So now that I'm up where I need to be, I want to come from my cheek and I want to turn in closer towards that lip, and then from my chin I want to round it this way. So it's just a slight adjustment, but it's enough to make it, even out a little bit. Okay, now I'm going to curve under, so I'm going to keep following that line. But here's where things are going to change. We want it to kind of round a little bit more, so we're going to go straighter like that. Really accentuate that jawline. And once I get to about right here, so lined up with this corner, I'm going to turn it up this way. Okay. Then I'm going to clean up underneath. All the way up through there. So all I'm left is with this jawline. Okay. Now, for the neck, we'll get to that after we do the hair, but I'm going to go ahead and erase that underside. Okay, and then we're going to start doing some hair. Now again, looking at hair and studying it will really help. You'll have to kind of like understand the flow. So like we're going to give this person a very stylish hairdo. So I'm going to come right here to the corner of the eyebrow and we're going to curve it. Okay, so I'm going to do like this big swooping motion across the forehead. Okay, once I come up, I'm going to come right here and kind of cross in front of it and turn it out this way and come back a little bit. Okay, now I'm going to come onto this side and I'm going to round it out towards my edge and meet it there. I'm going to come down a little bit. I'm going to come out and start curving back. Okay, now this piece here that we made, we're going to continue with that. So let's come back over here and let's turn this way. Okay, then we're going to turn it down just like this. So it's kind of like another arch that's going outwards. Then I'm going to turn back this way. Alright, now we want to start having our hair go down as well, but we're going to finish this back end first. So I really want to take this end here and I want to kind of curve it around this way. It's like a giant egg shape almost. Okay, once I get here though, we're going to do a turnout. So don't come to the end here, come here. We're going to do a turnout. It's going to go this way. Okay, then I can clean up this area close to it. Alright, and once we have that turnout up here, we're going to kind of come this way like this and then round it this way. I'm going to swoop down and then curve right back out again like this, and kind of turn it. Let's come up a little bit more, and then we'll turn it down towards that hair there. So let's erase out that area like that. Now we can make another piece where we come right here at the curve. So we can kind of turn it in like this, almost like making a smiley face, and then have it arch up and just have it meet with our hair here. And then we can do one more that we can curve back this way and do a big turn down and have it arch into the hair like that. Okay, so this person's going to have very stylish hair. Alright, so I want to come to that point. Let's adjust it. Let's turn it back. Let's cut down on it some and turn in. So we'll just clean up that outside. Alright, and now I'm going to come right in here in the middle. I'm going to arch out and have it turn like this. Now without touching the end, I'm going to come back this way some and kind of add a curl to it. Okay, we can come here in the middle and turn in, and then do one more like this, and then we can kind of curve a little line like that. Okay, once we have that, I'm going to come back out here to this end. I'm going to curl out again. Okay, so I'm going to bring it down this way. Okay, where it meets here, I want to curve up like that, and then have another piece come out and curve into our other curl right here. Okay, so now that we have that established, I'm going to come here right off the edge of the jaw. So we want to kind of come up this way some and run over the corner of our jaw this way and turn it in. Okay, I'm going to erase that jawline out, so it's just the hair there. Turn it down and curve back in this way. Okay, now I'm going to come out here to this point. I'm going to cut in front. See where we touched here? I'm going to come up here. I'm going to cut in front of that and come out. And I want to start turning here. And then I want to take a piece of hair and cut in front of that and kind of turn back down again. Okay, so we're going to follow close. I'm going to split this just like that, and then I'm going to erase that corner that was right here, just getting rid of that. And then we're going to put one more curl right off the edge here. Alright, so I'm going to curve the hair down this way and do the same with the bottom. So now I can start building the next part of my portrait with the neck and the shoulders. So we want to kind of, because the face is turned, we don't want to start the neck way over here. Okay, so it's going to start more underneath the chin. So we're just going to kind of arch down like this. Okay, our shoulder, we want to come up right around this area here. So we're going to kind of arch that down. Just like that. And then turn back this way. Okay. Now I'm going to, where the shoulder ended, we're going to move out just a little bit. We're going to round this way and turn it up, like that's the neck and the back of the spine. Okay, and then just continue that down just a little bit. Alright, so now I can take my hair, I can come under this side here, and I can turn it down towards the shoulder. Okay, and then I can come from the shoulder piece, kind of make it seem like she has a dress that wraps around her neck. Okay, then I'm going to continue the hair down into the shoulder. Then we can have it come right back out again. Make a huge jump and curve down. Okay. Then I'm going to turn it up and come down that way. Alright, so we have that established. Once this turns in, I can come out with another piece of hair here. Have it arch a little bit, bring the arm down a little bit more. We can stop right there. Okay, since we have this little dress wraparound piece, we want to kind of come towards the front here and turn it down. Okay, and we're going to do this outside piece and come back up towards the neck, and then we can work our shoulder for this side off of there and turn that down. Okay, then we can continue part of the dress this way, like that. Okay, so now all we have to do is come back up here to the top and finish the hair. So we kind of came in a little, right? And then we're going to start here, come back, and then go out and go back. Alright, then I can turn that way. So all that's left to do is to kind of clean up the sketchiness around your picture. So just anywhere you have loose lines, just go ahead and clean that up. Okay. And then what we'll do is we'll stop there, and when we come back, I'm going to show you how to shade it. So this is just part one of that. So go ahead and move over to part two, and I will show you how to shade the image. Alright, so I'll see you in the next one.